Let's combine the information from all the provided diagrams, focusing on the cognitive approach, Ren-Ji Fa, and integrating its theoretical underpinnings from the view of language and view on language learning diagrams, as well as its place within the broader teaching methods based on these views. The cognitive approach, Ren-Ji Fa. The cognitive approach in language teaching emerged as a response to the limitations of behaviorism, particularly its inability to account for the creative and rule-governed nature of language. It views language learning as a conscious, mental process of acquiring rules and understanding. Theoretical foundations. 1. Connection to Yu Yan Guan, view of language. The cognitive approach often aligns with the structural view of language, Jie Go Zhu Yi Yu Yan Guan, in its emphasis on understanding the system and rules of language as structurally related elements. However, it moves beyond simple habit formation to a deeper, more reasoned understanding of these structures. It also incorporates elements of the functional view of language in that understanding meaning and how language is used is crucial. 2. Connection to Yu Yan Shui Shi Guan, view on language learning. The cognitive approach is directly derived from the cognitive theory, Ren-Ji Zhu Yi Shui Shi Li Lun, of language learning. This theory asserts that human mind thinks and learns, Ji Li Si Kao He Shui Shi, engaging in mental processes, Cy Guo Sheng, that lead to thinking, creativity, Cy Chuang Zhao. It views the learner as an active processor of information, forming hypotheses about language rules and testing them. While primarily cognitive, it can also draw elements from constructive theory, Jian Go Zhu Yi Shui Shi Li Lun, particularly personal construction, Zi Wo Go Jian, of knowledge, as learners actively build their understanding of the language system. Characteristics. Te Dian. The core characteristic of the cognitive approach is that S's are seen as active participants in the learning process. Shui Shi Jie Shi Shui Shi Guo Sheng De Ji Ji Can Yu Jie. Zhu Zhang Ting Shuo Du She Bing Jin, Quan Mian Fa Zan, advocates for simultaneous progress in listening, speaking, reading, and writing, aiming for comprehensive development. Unlike methods that prioritize one skill, e.g., audiolinguals focus on listening and speaking, the cognitive approach seeks to develop all four language skills in an integrated manner, reflecting a holistic view of language proficiency. Cheng Diao Li Jia Shui Shi emphasizes understanding-based learning. Rote memorization without comprehension is discouraged. Learners are encouraged to understand why language works the way it does, focusing on the rules and principles rather than just mimicking. Zheng Ke Dui Dai, Fen Shi Shui Sheng De Kuo Wu, Fan Dui Jiao Wang Guo Zheng, properly treats and analyzes student errors, opposes excessive correction. Errors are seen as natural and valuable indicators of the learner's developing hypotheses about the language system, interlanguage. Instead of immediate, rote correction, as in behaviorism, errors are analyzed to understand the underlying reasoning, and correction might be more subtle or delayed to encourage self-correction and fluency. Evaluation. Ping Jia. Yu Dian. Advantages. Cheng Diao Yi Shui Sheng Wei Zhang Xin, Pei Yang Shui Sheng De Chuang Zhao Xing Cy. Yu Li Yu Jia Cheng Shui Sheng Zong Ti De Su Ji Jiao Yu. Emphasizes being student-centered, cultivating students' creative thinking, beneficial for strengthening students' overall quality education. By encouraging active mental processing and hypothesis testing, it fosters independent thought and problem-solving skills in language use, allowing learners to produce novel sentences. Cheng Diao Yu Yi Yi De Shui Shi He Yu Yi Yi De Shuan Lian emphasizes meaningful learning and meaningful practice, drills. Learning activities are designed to have a clear purpose and connect to the learner's existing knowledge, making the acquisition process more effective and lasting. Yu Li Yu Diao Dong Shui Sheng De Ji Ji Xing, beneficial for mobilizing student initiative. Learners are actively involved in discovering rules and applying them, rather than passively receiving information. Ke Dian. Disadvantages. Ren-Ji Lun Chang Diao Yan Yu Lian Shi Bai Shu Shi Yu Yi Yi De, Fu Ding Ji Xie Sao Zuo, Dan Shi Ji Jiao Shui Zhang Bing Xing Bu Tong, Te Bia Zai Chu Shui Jia Duan. Cognitive theory emphasizes that language practice must be meaningful, negating mechanical operation, but this is impractical in actual teaching, especially in the initial stages. While emphasizing meaningful practice is good, completely eliminating mechanical drills, which can be useful for automaticity, can be challenging, especially for beginners who need to internalize basic structures. Some argue for a balance. Wei Cheng Diao Pei Yang Shui Sheng De Jiao Ji Nen Li does not emphasize cultivating students' communicative ability. While it promotes creative thinking and understanding of rules, the cognitive approach may still prioritize linguistic competence, grammar, vocabulary, over the ability to use language effectively and appropriately in real-world communicative contexts, a strength of the communicative approach. Keywords: Guanji-NC, all-round development, refers to the simultaneous development of all four language skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing. Tolerate the mistake, highlights the shift in attitude towards errors, viewing them as part of the learning process rather than simply bad habits to be immediately extinguished. In conclusion, the cognitive approach represents a more sophisticated understanding of language learning, recognizing the learner's active mental role. It champions meaningful learning, integrated skill development, and a more analytical approach to language, moving beyond the mechanical drills of behaviorism towards fostering creative thinking in language use. However, its primary focus on rule acquisition means it sometimes needs to be complemented by methods that more explicitly target communicative competence.